ahead and pull up and get close right up on that mic.
Bad boy don't have wheels. Good morning. Good. How about you? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
First off, how are you feeling?
Feeling great. Oh yeah, feeling great. Feeling 100%. Said I'll be 110% by Monday, and I'm sure I will be.
You feel as good as you felt all year?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
How do you balance your? I mean, they say treat it like another game. But how, when you're lining up on that first play, not think to yourself, I'm in the national championship?
No doubt. You know, just with this being a national championship game, yeah, blood's going to be boiling, everything. And then you go out there and you run that first play. And even K. Falk and I was talking about it. After you really get hit that first time or just go down that first time, then it's like, all right, boom, back to reality. Let's tune in and make it happen.
This defense, do you think they're the best defense you faced this year?
By far, we faced them in the national championship. So, you know, I assume that they are the best defense and amazing athletes and amazing scheme that they have going.
You feel good about your game plan?
Oh yeah, no doubt, 100% confident. I'm more of a preparation guy, and I'm big on preparation when it comes down to big competition. Right now, this is the steepest the competition is going to get for this year, and being tuned in and being able to hone in on the things that I needed to get down and understand the concepts of everything and their defense and what we're running on offense is something that I prided myself in, and you know, big moments is always my cup of tea, I feel.
What does it mean?
Oh yeah, no doubt. For me, it's more of a full circle. You know, being junior year, Catholic high, state championship game, last game of the season, junior year, college, and you know, national championship game. You know, this one, it's more important right now because it's the moment ahead of me. So I'm more excited about this one. I mean, I wanted to be in this situation when I signed that letter of intent, and now I'm here.
Does it seem fitting that this season is ending here in New Orleans after all the camaraderie?
Oh yeah, of course, no doubt. You know, the things that I've been through, and even with this team preparing in the summer, you know, we felt like everything that we've done so far is going to ultimately get us in this situation. Tremendously. You know, Tyler, you know, he came in heavier than what, you know, Coach O wanted him to. And, you know, at the moment of him being able to get in, work, and lose the weight that he needed to, it ultimately showed a sign of maturity as soon as he stepped on campus. And as soon as everything that he was asked to do, he did. And that's just Tyler for you. So.
Kevin Falk and the talk he gave you guys recently about the Patriots. Can you share anything about that?
You know, it was a team setting, so I'll give you an overview. It was more along the lines of don't let the moment be too big. Understand the situation that we're in, and also understand that we've been in big games, not one as big as this, but being able to stay conscious and understand, you know, the importance of the game, but not let it go over the top and pretty much kind of to mess with your mental state. Whatever got you here is the reason why you're here. So hone in on those things that got us here.
I see you and him interacting a lot. It's like you guys have a bond.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, K. Falk, my stepdad's from Lafayette. K. Falk's from Lafayette, and you know, understanding that as many times as I've been in Lafayette, he was literally right around the corner, and he can understand a lot of the things that I've been through. Understand. As far as from a height standpoint, as far as being a running back, I can pick his brain about any situation and anything and understand the way they ran their offense, the way I run the ball, the way he ran the ball. I can just, we see so much things that are identical, not just in the passing game, but being able to see the way he sees my eyes throughout runs. I mean, it's kind of a weird combination in the fact that how it worked out so well. But I mean, I give so much praise to K Falk and success on, you know, my years. Yeah, we talk a lot. Well, naturally every day because he's in the running back room. But I mean, at least once over the weekend, especially after a game, he'd give me time Saturday night to kind of think about some things. Usually on Sunday morning, I'm doing some hunting and whatnot. But at least by Saturday night, K Falk's texting me or hitting me up. We talk a lot about, you know, the things that we have to do with our size, but you know, that was probably like the first conversation we had. At that point, we'll do our talking and understand it's not about, you know, height, size, and whatever else. We go out there and do whatever we want because we feel like we're the best players on the field, and it's simple as that. Louisiana guy, that's just how we roll. What'd you say? Literally, the first conversation I had with K Falk wasn't even a hey or what's up. It was, how do I pass pro at my height? And it was simple as that. Yep, simple as that. He said, we're going to work on it. And literally, I want to say 3 or 4 hours later, we were in the indoor working on it. So. It will mean life. Growing up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you understand that there's a lot of things going on. You know, not to hone in on the negatives, but it's the murder capital of pretty much the United States, and being able to have a ball with 2 points on it, bring everybody together, is something that's going to be truly special. You would never say an atmosphere as great as it's going to be in New Orleans, and getting everybody from the state of Louisiana coming to this one spot just to cheer us on and have literally everybody on their high horse, not just for the next 2-3 weeks, but ultimately until the next season rolls over, and then ultimately for the rest of our lives. This is a memory that will never rust or dust if we you know, win this national championship. Oh, this team is, I mean, this is probably one of the most loose teams that I've been a part of, and understanding and us having that confidence that we always have, from summer workouts to us feeling like, you know, we're forced to be reckoned with. And, you know, early on, a lot of people didn't understand, okay, let's see this offense. It was so much doubt. I mean, it was so much doubt. But as far as our offense, everybody knew what we were capable of. I mean, just the stats and awards and everything else, and you know, us scoring as many points as we feel like we can, and it's happening. And everybody has their own lane as far as being loose. You know, we have our receivers doing their thing. I mean, you can tell when Joe's in the mode. You can tell when the running backs are in the mode. You can tell when the O-lines. You can't tell guys to step back from the things that's been giving us success, and it's as simple as that.
Over here.
Clyde, you've got 50 catches this year. You set the single-season record. Something we've talked about a ton. Did you know you're going to catch that many passes coming into the season? Was that something in the springtime and the summertime you said it was coming?
I felt like for the most part, coming in the spring and understanding the concept of this offense, I feel like I would have some catches, but to catch 50 balls in one season and you know, break your record was something I was proud of. But you know, most importantly, it was not about, you know, me catching the ball and just getting the catch for myself. It was being that extra incentive on the offense and giving us pretty much a full range of cover the whole field when it's time to play us on offense.
All right, there he is. Glad everything. Taking a shot at me. Take a shot back at Justin. Before I cut my hair, I would have to go. How much was that something
Oh, it was something I dealt with on a day-to-day basis, and you know, you go in and they have all these, you know, rivals and ESPN.coms and all these rankings, and ultimately, you know, why I'm not at the top is because of my height, and it was as simple as that. I would go there, I would test off the walls, I would do everything that I needed to do, and then it was, you know, everything amazing about me in the article, and they say, but his stature, you know, he's not the tallest, but he's weighing in at, you know, in between 205 and 210, so it was never a problem about size. They just always seem to have a problem with height, which is something I don't understand. As far as being a running back, I've never seen a hole open vertically. I've always seen them open horizontally. So I always felt I never worried about it, but it was just always a talk around, you know, media and scouts or whoever else they wanted to call themselves. What'd you say? Oh, it always had a flame lit in me. Even when I was younger, I was, you know, having conversations with my mom and me being too small and me wanting to play football at 4 years old. And ultimately, I mean, you would probably guess I was probably a midget at 4 years old trying to play with some of those guys. But I mean, it was something that motivated me, no doubt. But you know, when you hear it time in and time out, and then I go in and week out and do whatever I was doing in competition, they only just added fuel to the fire. And then ultimately, now I'm sitting here.
Reading the coverages, seeing blitzes, knowing what coverage they usually like to play behind it, but then verifying it post-snap to make sure that it is what I thought it was. And no, it's going to be a key for us. I mean, it's all on the line. This is the national championship. This is what we wanted to. This is what we thought we would do before the year. This is, you know, what we expected, and we just got to finish it off. I mean, yeah, that would be a new king. I think we would win the national championship. We'd be on top, and you know, someone would have to knock us off. No, I don't think so. You know, I'm just trying to treat it like, just trying to prepare like every other game. You know, we got mature guys that prepare very well, and you know, we've done very well so far. Just doing what we do, preparing, going through every week like it's every other game. So that's what I'm trying to do as much as I can this game. Stay in my routine, stay what I always do. Yeah, we have 5 guys that are going to play in the NFL in routes every single play, and so they got to account for everybody. You can't take Jamar and Justin away. We have Clyde, Thad, and Terrace. So you really got to pick your poison and try to, you know, mix up the looks on us, because otherwise, you know, we're going to pick you apart. And he would have even more if he didn't get hurt. You know, he missed 3 games, so he's a really good player for us. Great red zone threat. You know, he's come a long way from last year. You know, that usually happens from your freshman to sophomore year, and he's worked really hard to get there. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun chess match for me, because you know, I know they're gonna have something different, some looks that I haven't seen before, because he's just really good at what he does, and that's why he gets paid so much, and that's why they've won a lot of games, and why they're the #1 defense in the country. He's so good at what he does, showing you one way, blitzing the other. So we know they're gonna have something new for us. I'm just gonna have to, you know, read my keys, trust my eyes, and understand what they're trying to do after the first quarter. No, you call some people around the country that, you know, have spent time with him and have played them in the past to kind of see what they tried to do in those games. But, you know, it's the national championship, and he has 2 weeks to prepare. So we know there's something new. Something new is going to be there, whether it's a blitz, a coverage, a front. something new is going to be there. We've got to figure it out.
Did you kind of fit into your coach's style, personality, all that, or did you kind of adapt to the mindset since
I think we were just kind of one and the same from two different places. We have the same mentality. Go run through someone's face, and they're not going to want it a long time. And he's coached that way and played that way for a long time, and that's how I've always tried to play the game. And this has kind of been a great match for us. And that's the mentality this football team tries to bring to the field every day. I spent a little time with him. It was fun. It was fun hanging out with him for a couple days. No, you don't really talk. You talk a little bit about football, but you try to just get to know the guys. He's a great guy, great player. It was fun hanging out with him for a couple days. He's a quiet guy, humble guy, and that was nice to see. I respect guys that keep their nose down and just work hard.
Joe, have you talked to the incoming freshmen quarterbacks coming to Lsu?
Yeah, they've been in practice for a couple days. They're pretty advanced. TJ has a really strong arm, quick release, and you can tell Max is really, really smart for his age. His dad was Brad Johnson, a great quarterback in the NFL, and you can tell getting on the board, he's been here for a week and has already drawn up plays. So, I think that'll be a fun battle to watch in a couple of years.
What do you think? What do you like to admire about Trevor as a football player, and does he possess any skill set that you wish you would?
I wish he was 3 inches taller and 20 pounds heavier. He's, the best thing he does is just win. 25-0, something like that as a starter. That's just something that not a lot of people can do. No matter what conference you play in, who you're playing, he hasn't lost yet, and that's the number one thing. Yeah, we went into the season wanting to go more 5-man protection because something that I do best is get blitzes picked up, and so we wanted to go 5-man protection and let me get the blitzes picked up and get the back out so you have 5 guys out, because when they blitz they have one less guy in coverage. So there are lots of one-on-ones across the field if I can get the blitzes picked up, and that's been key for us this year, getting those 5 guys out. Yeah, I just had, 2 or 3 bullet points walking up there. Knowing who I wanted to talk about, tried to mention everyone that I could that had helped me get there. And, there were so many other people that I couldn't mention because you can't be out there for an hour and a half. But there's so many people that helped me get there that I didn't even mention. They know how much they mean to me. But I just tried to mention as many people as I could and make it feel like it wasn't just me that won the Heisman Trophy. It was everyone that helped me. Yeah, I just wanted to mention where I came from, because that was part of my journey that helped me get to standing on that stage. And a big issue in Southeast Ohio is poverty and hunger. And I didn't mention it to have this big fundraiser to help a lot of people. I just mentioned it because that was what was in my heart at the time, and that was what I was thinking. Yeah. That makes me so happy because I know, going through school, you see a lot of people that, couldn't get a lunch because they didn't have enough money, and I think that made me so happy because it's going to help a lot of people for a long time, and help those kids that I grew up with that didn't have enough food or didn't have enough clothing. So that makes me so happy knowing that. Monday. It's pretty easy. We knew what we wanted, and no matter which game we won, we expected to be 14-0. We expected to be here, and Monday was the one we wanted from back in January. Nice, Clyde. I think their coaching is some of the best in the country. They do a lot of different things. You can tell they have really smart football players because not a lot of teams could show all the looks that they show. So I'm going to have to really read my keys and trust my eyes and be disciplined with my eyes to understand what they're trying to do, because they'll bring blitzes and play 4 or 5 different coverages on the back end. So that's, Coach Venables does a great job, and I think it's going to be a fun chess match on Monday.
What's it feel like for Ed? He's never been in this position before. Clemson, of course, has. Tell us what it's been like, for his career.
It's been just like he has been all year. That's how we're trying to treat this. Just like every other game, prepare just like every other game, go through our routine just like every other game as much as we can, because it's been working so far. And he understands that you just got to keep focused, keep doing what you're doing that got you to this point, and we all understand that. Have you talked to Coach O yet? It's very convincing, isn't he? Yeah, he's, I had one conversation with Coach O on the phone, and I was sold just about immediately. I just wanted to come down and confirm it. He's a great coach and a great leader, and, I was sold on the football part, but I was more sold on his vision of the program, his vision of me as a football player, and where we could go.
You're no longer a student, but a lot of your teammates.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of your friends are still students. When they finally canceled Monday and Tuesday, what do you think that meant to them?
Well, hopefully everyone comes down and gets as many tickets as we can, and we can sell out that stadium in purple and gold. I think it's going to be really cool to have all the students here if they can get here, and it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Who's Isaiah Simmons doing best? He does a lot.
Yeah, he does a lot.
What does he do the best?
No, I think what he does best is when they just let him roam the field in the middle and read my eyes and just poach all the different throws through the middle of the field. I think he's really, really good at that. He's really fast, super explosive, good tackler, but he's super tough to defend when he's roaming that middle of the field.
So your counter move in this chess match with Isaiah Simmons watching your eyes.
Well, I'm going to have to look him off. I'm going to have to find him every play because, depending on where they put him, they do a lot of different things. So you got to know where he is all the time to know what defense they're trying to do and where they're trying to move him to do different things. Yeah, it's we went into the season saying we weren't gonna, if the national title was in New Orleans, we weren't gonna let anybody else be there. We had to be there. We weren't gonna be at home on the couch watching 2 teams come into our state and watch them on TV. So that was the motivation for us. Yeah. I think I had better hair because I had long hair. Oh, no, I didn't have long hair. I cut it already. But when we were at the Manning camp, I had just cut my long hair. And, when mine was long, it was rivaling Trevor's. We would have had a real good battle. That was a good look for me. I almost went mullet for the year, but I decided against it. That's just preparation. That's understanding, what you're trying to do on offense and understanding what they're trying to do on defense. Film study, knowing what they like to do behind certain blitzes, knowing what they like to do on 3rd and 3 to 6, 3rd and 7 to 10, 3rd and 1 to 3, all those different situations. Because every defensive coordinator has different tendencies on different down and distances, so you got to understand what they're going to do on those situations. And if you go into the game preparing like that, you can narrow down all these different things that they do to 1, 2, or 3 things, and then you can get your eyes on those keys to understand what they're doing. And just that preparation and knowing and understanding the offense allows me to make those decisions. I hope so. Absolutely. I think I'm an honorary Louisianan for life, and I couldn't be happier about it. Absolutely. That's, as a quarterback, whether you like it or not, you're going to be a leader of the team. And if your team isn't tough, you're not going to win a lot of games. And so as a quarterback, you got to exude that toughness, not only throughout the game, but throughout practice, throughout the off-season weight training, throughout sprints. You got to win every sprint. Otherwise, you're just not going to win a lot of games if your quarterback's not the toughest player on the team. Yeah, he's what makes the offense go, because teams really have to decide if they're going to cover Clyde with, their Mike linebacker, or if they're going to put a safety in the game to try to cover him. And he can run through the tackle, he can run outside, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. And I know where Clyde is going to be 100% of the time. If everything is covered downfield, I just have a feeling I know where Clyde's going to be in the flat, right over the ball, left flat, behind the line of scrimmage. And if I get in trouble, I just dump it down to Clyde, and he'll make 2 or 3 guys miss and get us 3 or 4 and keep us on schedule. Yeah, I think you guys know I'm pretty, focused, intense guy when it comes to practice and the game, and they kind of keep me lighthearted sometimes and keep it fun on the field when, things can get a little intense.
Joe, when you look back at last season, there's obviously a lot of factors that go into how much has been the scheme, how much has been your own confidence for an extra year, just walking out the variables that led to this?
Yeah, I think the biggest factor was we just had so many people coming back. And, I got here last June, and most grad transfers come in January, and they're able to get spring ball and a fall camp. And I came in with a true freshman and didn't have a lot of time. Wasn't named starter until 2 weeks before the game, so wasn't able to work with the guys like I really wanted to. And then we had a full off season together, and we really started clicking. I understood where they were going to be when they were going to be there. They understood when the ball was going to be there as well.
How much of a role did the scheme play?
Yeah, it did play a big part. But at the same time, I think with the guys that we have and the connection we have, we would have made it work with any scheme. And, I think it's been a big part of what we're doing, but at the same time, like I said, we would have made it work. I think what Thad does is rare. He's super smart and understands, the timing and spacing of zone coverage and understanding where he is in progressions. That's something that you don't see a lot in college football players. And we have 5 guys that really understand what we're trying to do and understand coverages and zones and progressions. And so they can tempo their routes to get where they need to be on time, whether they're slow off the line because they're the 4th progression or they're fast off the line because they're the 1st progression. They understand that. And I think, Thad not only understands that and routes and coverages, but understands what they're trying to do in run blocking schemes and will put his face in another man's face and move him where he doesn't want to go. And that's what makes Thad really special. Yeah, I think the way, you've always had to be smart as a quarterback if you want to be really, really good, but I think you can't get away with not being smart anymore, if that makes any sense. You used to have some quarterbacks that could get away without being smart with arm strength and their legs, but now with all these different coverages people are playing, you have to be able to understand coverages and protections and blitzes. Probably helped me a little bit. It's hard to say because you don't have anything to compare it to, because that's all I know, but I would say it probably helped me a little. I did not. He's helped me out a little though.
Joe Burrow. Hey, great though. How you doing, man?
Nice to meet you, sir. Yes.
You got a few questions?
You got one. You got one. Yeah.
So, heard you're a good basketball player. I mean, I don't know if it's compared to my skills. I'm kind of like the Clyde Drexler of my day. But if you compare your basketball skills to a player in the NBA, or I mean, anybody, who are you comparing yourself to?
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson. Could you expand on that?
I think he scored 44 points on like 4 dribbles. I can spot up I
thought you were a big deli guy.
Oh yeah, deli guy for sure. Mentality, deli, shooter, Klay Thompson. Mix them together.
What about Brian Scalabrine?
No, not Scalabrine. The Red Rocket.
Joe, you at times as a bank on the game showed appreciation for all the history that's going on about the times when you were taking a chance to look back at the season.
Say it again.
You showed appreciation for history. You spoke about it at the Heisman, going into the Heisman. When you look back at the season as a fan, just reflect a little bit on some of the college football history you're in right now.
Yeah, I think I haven't really reflected on it a lot because, I really want to win this game, but that might be a question for me after the game.
How much of the extra time allowed you to get a little extra film study from a defensive coordinator that you should expect is going to fill a lot of different ways?
By extra time, you mean these 2 weeks? After the first week, so I treated the first week like a game week, and then this week was kind of just icing on the cake. But towards the end of this week, I got a little tired of watching film because I watched it all, and then you can only watch so much before you're just ready to play the game, and then so it did help, but you got to be careful overloading information too in these 2 weeks because I'm a super focused guy that likes to look at every single look, but I try to go into the game understanding the things they like to do most and just buzz the things that they've done 1 or 2 or 3 times throughout the year. So I've had to kind of stop myself sometimes and not watch everything the same amount that I do the stuff they do the most. So it's going to help us for sure, but they're going to have something new for us, and we're going to understand that.
What's your relationship with Trevor Lawrence?
Thanks for joining us live here in New Orleans. It's the National Championship Media Day. Moving over, you just got to see Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Joe Burrow. We're actually moving over to Joe Brady, the passing game coordinator for LSU, on a lot of coaching lists. So let's see what he has to say.
A lot of stuff we do here that I haven't done prior.
What kind of receiver were you when you were married?
If you look at my stats, you think I played defense. I know I had more tackles. I was a core special teamer, so I had more tackles than I had catches. So I should probably tell people they just had me play both ways. But no, I was a possession receiver that didn't catch the ball a lot, so I blocked. We weren't a very potent offense, and so I learned a lot. I learned a lot at William & Mary, but I had to try to be a coach early in my career because I realized the playing element wasn't for me.
Have you spoken to Joe since Mississippi State?
I have not. I haven't spoken to. I've literally put since probably a week after. a couple days after our Oklahoma game, I put my phone on kind of do not disturb, and you don't get many opportunities to coach the national championship. I know Clemson's been 4 of the last 5, but you have to approach it as, hey, look, the reality of it is, I might get one shot at winning a national championship. I hope that's not the case. I hope we can be here every year, but if this is my one chance, I'm going to do everything I can for us to win. So I've kind of gone in hibernation mode and looking to win a national championship. Really good. Yeah, Miles is good, and being able to learn from Joe and be behind Joe and how he approaches everything and his preparation and how he practices his competitiveness, just being a football guy, I think that's going to be great for Miles.
Because you've done this entire offense with somebody other than Joe and have the success you've had, how much of Joe is in this offense as far as just making the adjustments on the fly, just doing stuff that you didn't think you could even do?
Yeah, look, and I know I sound like I'm so repetitive in that, but I think the system has success no matter where you are. But I think to be a successful system, I think you have to put your players in that best position to have success. And so we went through spring ball, went through winter, went through fall camp. What can Joe Burrow do well? What can Clyde Edwards-Helaire do well? What does Thaddeus Moss do well? What do our receivers do well? And then we were going to put together a system that featured those guys and what they do well. And so I think regardless of the system that we run now, I think, yes, you could have success. Obviously, if we were running a system that we didn't think featured Joe or whatnot, you might not have the same amount of success. But I can't say that it's going to be the exact same next year. But next year we're going to go into it with the same approach. What does Miles do well? What do these guys do well? And we'll go from there.
Joe, is there anybody you faced so far this year that reminds you defensively of what Clemson does?
No, I think that's what the beauty and what Coach Venables does is that there's it is very different from what we've faced. But I say that, but every team that we faced or what we thought we've been going into has been different. So the benefit of that is there's been a lot of defenses that we're prepared for right now. No, there's nothing. There's obviously similarities, but nothing from a holistic standpoint saying, hey, this scheme is very similar. No.
Will you guys script X number of plays to start, or it's a blank slate, you just go into it and just go with what you think is going to work?
No, we always have openers. We always have put together a plan.
How many?
It varies game to game. Some games some games we get off course, after a few plays, but we always will have it the opener scripted, no matter the opponent, no matter if we're getting the looks, we'll vary from there. But I think it's critical to go into it, and I think it's important that our guys know, what the openers are, so you can kind of go through it.
The ability to focus for the best athletes and coaches is obviously key. But go back to that Peach Bowl day in the coach's box, considering everything that happened that morning. Was there anything different? I mean, just trying to put into words what that day was like.
Look, it was a day that I obviously, from a football standpoint, it was an accomplishment. But it was a day that I didn't have a lot of joy after that win. I felt for the Ensminger family. That's a second family to me, and so, that was a tremendously hard day. I wish I never had to go through that, and just seeing the look on his face, and that stuff. But obviously I wanted to win that game more than anything, and so just seeing how he was able to, still coach and go through that, and I was able to be there for him, and his staff and his team was able to be there for him. I'll always remember that, but it's unfortunate that it happened.
I was just interviewing Coach over there, and he says, I didn't see Joe Burrow as like a future Heisman winner when I first started working with him. What did you see from Joe when you first started working with him? Did you see this level of success as possible? What did you think about him when you first started working with him?
The first thing that I think you have to look at when you meet him is just understanding the type of, you can always find a quarterback that can throw a football. You can always find a quarterback that, looks the part. But, when you talk with a quarterback, what is his mentality? What is his makeup? Does he have that, does he have that makeup that you can be a successful quarterback? And so, early in my conversations with Joe, you can sense that he's a football guy. He's competitive. He wants to win. He has a drive. He has that moxie. And so, without ever seeing him throw a football, that. Look, when things break down, he'll be able to process things. And so then when you put it out on the football field and you start seeing him throw and you start seeing him move, make plays with his feet, and you put it all together, and you're able to see a Heisman Trophy winner.
3rd and 17 in Austin. It really was a turning point for this offense. You guys had already broken out offensively, but from a mindset, was there even a thought process in that moment, or was there just no hesitation? We're going to go with a pass. We're going to try to get a first down as opposed to a screen or a draw or something conservative?
No hesitation. Look, we said since day one when we were putting together the system, the type of offense that we were going to be. We were going to be aggressive. We were going to apply pressure, and we haven't wavered this year. And so we had the opportunity. It was 3rd and 17, and look, I think teams in the past and a lot of offenses these days would say, hey, look, let's just run it, make them burn the timeouts, and get it back to the defense. But we always talk. We want to end the game on our terms, and we feel confident in the type of quarterback that we have, and we felt confident that we knew what the pressure that was coming, and Joe was able to step up. Our line and our running back picked up the pressure, and Justin made an incredible play. But I was just saying earlier to us that was just a 3rd down call. I think it gets it kind of seems like a bigger call than it really looked to us.
You've obviously gotten a lot of credit, and deservedly so, for the evolution of this offense. But what did it mean to you to have a guy like Steve Emsinger kind of help you through this process and this collaborative effort?
We wouldn't be here right now without Steve Emsinger, and so look, he's been the catalyst for our offense this year. He's been the leader of our offense, and having someone to fall back on, from my standpoint, just someone that I can lean on and talk through and approach the day with. It's been tremendous for this season for our success.
Appreciate the time.
Joe was just talking about this, how this is a chess match. How do you match some of those moves with Brent Venables, one of the best in the biz, and obviously one who has fooled offensive coordinators and quarterbacks and offensive lines in the past?
Look, I don't know if you can fool him. And I think that's the beauty in what he does. I think he's, look, there's a reason they're the #1 defense in the country. I think he's an incredible mind. He's an incredible coordinator, and he's not a one-year wonder. He's done it for time and time again. And so, I don't think you can fool him. I think you have to do what you do, and if there are adjustments need to be made, you have to adjust. But from a standpoint of being able to just get him and off schedule and him not knowing what you're doing, I don't think that happens to a guy like him.
What's the key on the offensive line on a 3rd down and long?
Well, look, in 3rd down, I think it's always the most important part is protection. Being able to allow our quarterback to be able to step up in the pocket and make a throw and keep a drive alive. And so, I think protection is at a premium, especially on 3rd down.
So how's a guy 61 years old and a guy 3-year-old mesh into one? How does that? People look at that and they think there's no way they're like different generations. How does that work?
Well, look, we all have the same common goal, and so at the end of the day, all we want to do is win for LSU. We want our guys to have success. We want our guys to dance in the end zone. We want that, and so when you're all working towards the same common goal, it's very easy to mesh well together. And so we haven't blinked. There hasn't been. There's always going to be times where one might want something, we might disagree, but we talk about it. We see what's best for our guys, and I think we've been able to do that.
Have you ever gone back and looked at game film of Steve Emsinger playing football?
I have not. I've seen some footage. We see some abs. You got the old school jerseys. So I know they called him Slinger, and so no, I have not seen actual live footage, but I've heard some stories.
So in that same vein, how's that work in terms of passing game coordinator? That's almost this concept that we know you're in charge of passing game, but there's also an offensive coordinator. Clemson's going to be doing that now with Brandon Streeter moving forward. How's that work Monday through Friday in terms of just getting together, your responsibilities, his responsibilities?
Look, I think a lot of it sometimes just could be titles, but it's all about when you as an offensive coordinator, you put together a staff and you guys divvy up roles and what people are responsible for, and I think that's different. Every staff, regardless of what your titles may be, but we were fortunate that as an offensive staff we come together and we game plan together, and so we're all, regardless of one might be offensive coordinator, one might be a passing coordinator, someone might be a graduate assistant or analyst, we're all sitting there and giving ideas, and I think that's what's allowed us to have some success.
When you get hired, I guess, what's the MO? What do they say? We're hiring you to do what? Title aside, what do you think about first?
When I was thinking, I thought I was coming here, and basically everything, we were looking to come here, and Coach wanted to open up the offense and try to find, obviously with his time in New Orleans and seeing the schemes that Coach Payton has done for so many years, try to implement some of that at the college level and open up some of the run game. And so we as a staff, I thought when I got hired and we had a full staff, we all got together and we found a system that we were able to have some success with.
What's the play calling divide? Is it Steve calls the majority, or it can be 50-50?
Yeah, look, Steve's offensive coordinator. I think you go into games and look, I'm prepared. I'm prepared if there's ever a time that I have to call a play. If there's a situation that it's important to call plays, I'm ready for it. But look, Steve's the offensive coordinator.
So he calls the majority, and you call any situations.
Yes.
He said he gives you 12-yard line in, and I asked him. They pride themselves on red zone defense. Your red zone offense, y'all work on that this afternoon. How big of a practice is that today for you guys?
Look, I think one of the number one goals as an offense is you got to score touchdowns in the red zone. And so today is my favorite day of the week. I look forward to red zone day. I look forward to because you got to score touchdowns in the red zone. And look, right now Clemson's the best team in the country at not allowing that. You watch their last game, and Ohio State kicked field goals in the red zone. And so you want to have success in football, no matter the level. You have to score touchdowns in the red zone. And so I look forward to it. And 12 and in, yeah, it's important.
How about that? Live coverage of passing game coordinator Joe Brady as they get ready. The LSU Tigers getting ready for the Clemson Tigers in this national championship game. Let's talk a little defense now, as we're going to go with Grant Delpit right now at the podium addressing the media. We're going to set up our sticks and listen in to the Thorpe Award winner.
My entire life, yes. I don't know how else you got that picture, but just being growing up an LSU fan, watching guys play at LSU, there was no doubt of where I wanted to go.
Do you want to go up against this guy back in the day? I mean, this is the Thorpe Award winner. If you win it.
That guy looks skinny and small, and but he probably got the heart of a lion. I ain't gonna lie. So he grew up in Louisiana, New Orleans, so I wouldn't even mess with him. All right. Oh, that sounds great.
What year were you born?
98.
Okay, so what we need you to say.
You gonna ask me some old school questions? Oh, Lord.
Are you scared?
Yes, I'm scared, because what if I don't know the question, they gonna get on my ass.
Make sure you're talking to that man.
And I'm like, man.
My name is Don't put your I need to be on the other side. Okay, so say, my name's Grant Delpit. I was born in 1998.
Man, I don't want to play this game.
Come on, you're going to be good. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. Look, you so nervous.
All right. My name is Grant Delpit. I was born in 98, and
we're going to play Name the 90s.
And we're going to play Name the 90s.
Okay, say all that again and look at my camera. Okay.
And I'm going to make funny. I'm going to be clowning you.
Huh?
I'm going to be clowning you the whole time.
Say it again. What am I saying?
My name is
I'm nervous. Y'all got me nervous now.
Yeah, my name's Grant Delpit. I was born in 1998, and we're going to play Name the 90s. Just look over here.
My name is Grant Delpit. I was born in 1998, and we're going to play Name the 90s.
All right.
It's Martin and Gina.
Okay.
Next one. Oh, wait, I'm naming a TV show?
No, it's
Or the,
No, they're all names.
Just name what it is.
that look like a pager.
Okay.
Lindsay Lohan. Who is this? Oh, Britney Spears.
Be better.
VCR.
Okay.
Oh, what do you put in those?
I ain't gonna say Friends because that's what I was gonna say. Seinfeld.
That's close. Better get this one. Better get this one.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know who that is. Wait. Oh, Aaliyah. Yes, Aaliyah. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
The Titanic.
Okay.
They're from Atlanta.
Oh, man, if you don't get this.
Come on now. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Son, help me, son.
No.
That's my son. That's
no
my
help.
long lost son. It's
You
my
probably
family.
wouldn't even know.
One person in that group. Wait, you didn't know
TLC.
that?
He said,
Who's that?
Blockbuster.
Who is that?
Oh, come on.
That's Nas.
hey!
Stop playing. What? You know this one?
Yes.
What is it supposed to mean?
You got mail. No?
I don't ring no bell.
AOL?
Oh, no, I don't know that.
Okay, you did terrible.
You know that? You knew this?
Did you know what?
How I did terrible?
Lindsay Lohan is not Britney Spears.
Man, they look the same to me. Britney Spears, she the one shake the hair, right?
You knew that, right?
Okay, I should have known that. I should have known that.
You know Seinfeld?
You don't know the Seinfeld. I watch Seinfeld. All right, thank you. I know it's going to go viral or something, man. People going to be like, oh. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're done. We're done.
And with that, hilarious end there to our National Media Day coverage. Thanks for joining us live as we're here in New Orleans. You saw the Clemson Tigers and now the LSU Tigers shaping up to be one of those matchups. Should be a great game. Don't forget, we've got a 2-hour special if you are in Baton Rouge on brproud.com, the BR Proud app. Till next time, thanks for joining us. This is coverage from your Go Nation here in New Orleans.